Okay, so a very good morning to everyone again. I'm Stanley Tan from M1, Account Manager for Corporate Sales and Solution. So I hope everyone is doing well at home. So today's session, M1 together with our partner MedSoft and Infotech will be sharing with you why your business should adopt digital solutions, especially in times like this. Disruption induced by COVID-19 are far-reaching, multi-phased, and likely to transform how we commute, work, and develop ourselves in the long term. Why is it important for business to adopt digital solution? In Chinese, there's a saying, 工欲善其事，必先利其器. What it means is that good tools are prerequisite to the successful execution of a job. Some business owner might think that this is too costly or time-consuming or simply too challenging to implement. However, in this digital age, in order for businesses to stay in business, be relevant and competitive, it is extremely important to adopt digital solutions. With the emergence of disruptive technologies such as WhatsApp, drastically eroding the mobile revenue for telcos, and Uber challenging a major transformation in the taxi market, companies are facing tremendous pressure in this era of rapid technological change. Digital transformation is everywhere on the agenda of corporate boards and has risen to the top of CEO strategic plan. So with the ability to track and analyze data, businesses are able to gain valuable data-driven insight and make more informed decisions. The internet and wireless technology has been the main fuel for digital transformation. The internet forms the backbone that enables many emerging technologies such as cloud computing and other IoT. In turn, the mass amount of data created by IoT give rise to big data analytics that can give competitive edge to companies that knows how to use analytics. Wireless technologies empower customers with mobility and have the power to revolutionize every industry. By going digital, companies not only can bring their workforce together, but also their entire architecture. You will be able to streamline company processes and be more efficient. It's important to note that disruption of digital solution is not just about technologies. More importantly, it's about people, customers, as well as leaders of an organization. A successful digital solution implementation will only succeed not because of new emerging technology, but because it delivers great value to customer in the form of lower cost, greater ease of use, faster access to product and services. For an organization to embark on a digital transformation, to embrace new technologies and new way of delivering its goods and services, it involve transformation of the entire organization. Digital transformation, therefore, has to be led from the top, or at least requires strong buy-in from top management or all stakeholders. Many small businesses are already going digital to reduce paper wastage, save money, and increase efficiency. There are a lot of tools that can help you automate various tasks and processes. For example, employee management tools that enable you to track their attendance, work hours, and the number of days off they have taken. Such tools can help you simplify the process of calculating salaries, bonuses, overtime, and as well as commission. More importantly, it ensures that your company is compliant to the regulation. In the past, if you want to know if you are profitable or making a loss, you need to look for your accountant, and your friendly accountant will get back to you in a week. Now with accounting management tool, you're able to see your entire company financial health status in a few clicks. So next, I'll hand over to both my partner here, but stay on to the end of the webinar for the Q&A as well as some of the promotion that we have.
Basically, I'm from Infotech. So we are a HR software provider, and we've been around in the market for the past 20 over years. So in this webinar, I will share with you how some of our customers, what are the reasons where SME, I understand some of attendees over here are HR practitioner and some business owner. So I think this presentation will be pretty useful. To transform your business itself and also to improve some of the HR processes. So I will spend more time on this page itself just to explain and also describe how some of our customers, traditional SME, are still doing things very traditionally. So a lot of paperwork. So for example, in terms of HR, payroll processing, we do encounter some companies are still using Excel and do filing of paperwork to do the HR processing itself. So the disadvantage to the traditional way of doing payroll processing is that these are really very mundane and manual tasks where you are doing a calculation on Excel, and also because all these are done traditionally, there are a lot of human error when it comes to payroll processing itself, because the calculations, all these are handled manually. And of course, there are also a lot of paperwork, a lot of filing. So just for example of sending of payslip itself, some of our customers are still using a physical hard copy of a payslip to be sent over to the employees. So maybe we can take in account of this current situation with the circuit breaker. It's very, I mean, most of our employees are working from home. So some of our SME who are still sending payslip manually, they are experiencing some challenges on how to send all these physical payslips to their employee itself. All right. And also traditional method of doing payroll processing. Okay, some customers, they do have software to manage that, but these software are actually on-premise solution, which is installed in their PC. So for such a model, the cost is actually more expensive because they have to purchase the software itself. They have to own the software. And also, we talk about lack of security because this software actually installed in the in our customers' PC and server itself. So basically, it's not as secure as compared to a software as a service kind of model. Okay, so these are over here on the right side, you can see these are some of the reasons why going digital, it's actually preferred. Sorry, let me go back to the previous slides. So going digital, what are the advantages? When we talk about digital, it's not just changing from Excel way of doing payroll into software-based. We're actually looking ahead on a cloud-based kind of solution where, you know, right now it's we're focusing a lot on shared economy. So cloud-based computing is getting more cost-effective, and also it's it's a lot of features within cloud-based computing. So it's the way forward in this era itself. So for cloud-based computing, you have 24/7 accessibility because these applications are hosted in the cloud, and our customers are not tied down to doing payroll processing in offices itself. So just to give an example of some of our customers, because of this circuit breaker, and some of our customers are not in the essential service, but they still have to process payroll for their employee itself, and they actually have to apply for a special permit from MOM to be able to go back to the office to do payroll processing. However, with cloud-based computing itself, since it's cloud-based, our customers can actually do this payroll processing at home. All right. And on top of that, because we are automating the calculation of the salary itself, so it actually saves time for our customer. And cloud-based computing is actually more secure in a sense. I will elaborate this more later on in my other slides. All right. And for cloud-based computing, it's very scalable. So when you have more employees or our customers, when they expand their business, it's easy to implement a system to manage the HR processes itself. So these are all the advantages that we have when our customer go digital with us. All right. So I'll move on to the next slide. So in this webinar, I'll just talk more about the payroll processing itself and also the leave management over here, just to give an example of how customer using a cloud-based solution are able to perform all these tasks more efficiently. So we start with payroll. So one advantage of cloud-based computing is you have mobile apps that can aid you in all these HR processes. So earlier I talked about physical pay slips where our HR, they have to send this physical pay slip to the employees. With a cloud-based solution, it's very easy to send over. Basically, employees, they can download the app itself on their phone and they can actually retrieve the pay slips periodically every month after the HR has done the processing. So it's easy for employees to get a copy of the pay slip electronically. All right. And for our cloud-based solution, it's also specially designed to fulfill the requirement of the statutory board like CPF and IRAS. So basically, it's easy for HR practitioner to do the calculation of the CPF component for the employees and to do the submission directly to the CPF board. Conversely, the process will be the same when it comes to the end of the year, where companies have to do the income tax reporting for all the employees itself. So our system is also designed to allow HR practitioner to do this submission directly from the portal. And earlier we talked about human error of doing the payroll calculation and also to reimburse the employees a salary, for example, through bank gyro. So for our system, we also design it to be able to transmit this bank gyro format for all the various banks in Singapore. So it's actually to reduce the human error. Okay. So next, I'll talk a bit on the leave management as well. So traditionally for companies, for the employees to apply leave, it's always based on physical forms, hard copy, where they have to apply the leave on a leave form and actually send to the supervisor for approval. So in times like this, the circuit breaker, it's very hard for hard copies operation to continue. So a cloud-based solution like this is actually easy for the employees to use in that sense, because based on the mobile app, employees can actually do the application on their phone itself and get an approval from the managers before they go on leave. And they can even have a shared calendar for the business owner, for HR to actually keep track who is on leave on any given day. So it's a more organized way of handling this HR process. Okay. Okay, so actually we mentioned going digital is the way forward, but also to put it in another perspective, I think data protection and security is also a main concern for business owner and HR practitioner. So it's important when you shortlist a vendor, be it a HR provider, accounting software, or other ERP solution provider. I think it's important to look for the certificates itself. So one very commonly recognized certificate is the ISO 27001. So these are certificates where vendors, they have to make sure that the application that they have is secure, is well designed, and to prevent any data leak itself, they will usually go for a certification like this. Another certification that is commonly recognized is the MTCS SS584, as you can see over here in these slides. All right. Okay, so lastly, I'll just talk about our company background itself. So Infotech has been established since 1996. So we have about 24 years of experience in this industry. And currently we service close to about 4,000 over customers in Singapore itself. So I would say 70% of our customer base are from the SME space. All right, and we process up to 200,000 employees of payroll in a month in our application itself. So we do have about, everything at Infotech is done in-house. So we have about 70 employees. All right, and over here, these are some of the awards that we have. Okay, so without further ado, since of time constraint, I will pass on this webinar over to Catherine.
Okay, thanks, Brian.
Yeah, hi everybody. So today we are talking about, is the business get ready for digital future? So what are the common challenges that businesses will face before they go on board digital solutions. All right, one of them is employee resistance, because some employees are fearful of moving onto a digital platform because of new skills that they need to learn. And some organizations, they are resistant to change because they fear taking risks. And others, they lack the expertise to go into digital transformation. And some organization has limited budget. As what Stanley has mentioned earlier, some company lack the budget to invest on hardware and the software. All right, and other businesses, they often have traditional business model. They prefer to do manual recording, for example, accounting transaction instead of going digitalized. All right, so I shall go to the next slide. How can you prepare your organization to go digital? So one of the solutions is to work with recommended solution providers in the adoption of pre-scope IT solutions that help to enhance the productivity. All right, besides that, you can actually upgrade your fiber broadband or have remote application to telecommute, tap on government grants, purchase of new computers and hardware so that you can get ready to go on board, and train your staff to be IT savvy. Why is it important to deploy accounting software during this period of time when you're away from home, work from home? All right, so the reason why we go on board is to ensure business continuity, to ensure survival. And for accounting software, it can help to get up-to-date profit and loss report to help the business to make decision and planning. And also with the reports, you can get better cash flow management. And on top of that, you're able to bill the customer on time with up-to-date information. And you can pay your supplier on time to ensure smooth delivery of stock. So how do you access from remote location? You can make use of MatSoft solution. It will help you to access from home. For example, the account executive work from home. You are able to update customer and suppliers payment. All right. And for the salesperson, the person is able to prepare the quotation when it comes to order confirmation. And for the bosses, they are able to check on the cash flow and financial report through the online software. So for the storeman, is able to access the system remotely and update the inventory records. So what are the concerns or resistance that some managers or business face in deploying digital solutions? So addressing the concern of managers or businessmen, they are concerned about security. So what are the security concerns when remoting from access? So businesses, when they first embark into digital solution, they need to ensure that some of these features are in place. All right, to set up login credential and password to prevent unauthorized access when you're working from home. And it must include a feature where there is an auto lockout when the users are inactive. Besides that, the solution should be able to let you have set user access right to view documents or delete important documents. What are other concerns? For example, the manager may be concerned with which staff is working at the moment. So the system should be able to allow the manager to track who is actually working and how many person is logged in at the same time. So with digital solution, you are able to track the activities of your staff. So what other tasks is performed by the staff? With digital solution, they are able to track what kind of task is being performed, all right, when is it completed, and what activities has been done. So there is a check and balances. With digital solution and working from home, the manager can also receive consolidated reports. All the data analysis can be done when reports are consolidated automatically, and you are able to print from home for checking purposes. So what are the key features for accounting that are important now and the future? So be prepared for the digital environment, because you can go paperless accounting, and a solution can allow you to interface to external system, for example, third-party software. All right, the management of quality data. With the data, you are able to do analysis and do decision making. Automate process. A digital solutions will help to automatically update entries from accounting to inventory, so there will be no duplication of work. So this is one of the advantages of going to a digital solution. All right, and we have real-time reporting. Real-time reporting allows you to have up-to-date data, because data are updated instantaneously. All right, the next will be the creation for transparency. So with each user logged in with the digital solution, the management will be able to know who is doing what kind of tasks. And lastly, digital solutions will provide a tools for visualization. For example, you're able to visualize, you're able to see graphs or dashboard to review performance. All right, for our digital solution, the MatSoft solution, it handles the essential business activities such as the accounting, sales and purchase, and also handle the inventory management, so that businesses can have a peace of mind. All right, right now we have a promotion with M1 to include the Start Digital Pack. It is a business solution where you can have accounting, sales and purchase, and inventory all under one roof. So for our organization, we provide accounting, inventory software, training, support, and on top of that, we do business incorporation, secretarial services, accounting services, and business advisory. So our organization has a group of in-house developers and accounting professionals to help you to embark on the digital journey. Okay, thank you very much for today's session. Over to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have reached the end of this webinar. M1 has put together some promotion. I will not go into detail. I will not go into the detail of the promotion, but you all can scan this QR code for the details of it. With this, I will hand over back to Chris. Before that, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Okay, over to you, Chris.
Thank you, Stanley. Thank you, Catherine, and thank you, Brian. I think we overrun a bit on the timing because of the technical glitches. I think this goes to show that I think when it comes to technology side, right, we just have to get used to work from home. So I think I think kudos to all the presenters here, right? So I think most of them may be running live events for the first time. So I think technical glitches, if there is, there'll be. So I think we just have to press on with the situation and just continue with the things. So I think with that, we come to the end of the session. So I think personally for me, right, I think I got 2 takeaways from each of their presentation. I think from so-called M1 side, I think what I really got was that it's actually very important to actually think of it from a holistic angle about your infrastructure, especially when we are actually going from work from home, right? Is your IT able to support in terms of the remote support, the VPNs and everything? So I think one of the key things, right, is probably to leverage on the cloud-based kind of solution, so that I think we will actually ignore all the internal IT to actually go on to the applications itself. So I think from the so-called HR side, right, you can see that traditionally we may have a big team or small team running the HR portion to churn out payrolls. So I think with that, we seriously hope that we can actually, everybody should be embarking on the e-payroll and e-leave, because the manual things, right, is just not going to work. Especially right now, when you have to do a manual sign off on things, right, that's really not possible as well. So then on something on the Catherine side, which I find very interesting, was that actually the audit logs. So you can see that the emphasis is actually on the audit logs. So from the audit logs itself, you can actually clearly see who is actually working, and then from there, is there any so-called unauthorized access or stuff. So I think when it comes to certain things whereby you can see, hey, how come some people are actually churning out certain reports at night or whatever, then is there any lapse in terms of security? I think those are the things that even with the IP address, if you are able to run some forensic, right, you can actually check for all these security breaches. So I think with that that note, we end today's webinar. So just aside to Catherine and Brian, do you have anything to add? Brian, probably yourself.
Hi, Chris.
Yep.
I think there is in the chat itself, I see one question from Patricia Furtado.
Okay.
Should I address to that question itself?
Yes, please. Yeah, you can go ahead. Go into that.
So basically, Patricia Furtado, your question is about what if a digital system is down. So important thing about a cloud-based solution, vendors like ourselves, we do not own the cloud space. So we always host our application in the big boys like Microsoft or Amazon or cloud platform to host this digital solution. But however, even hosting this in their space itself, as vendor ourselves, we also have the due diligence to do our server maintenance. Yeah. So cloud-based solution, I would never say it's 100% up. Yeah. So in terms of in how Infotech, actually how we handle this is we do periodical maintenance to the server application itself. And when we do this maintenance, it's usually during odd timings, probably on a Sunday midnight, where most of our customers are not working. We have to maintain the server, purge out data that is slowing down the application to make sure that a cloud-based solution runs smoothly. Yeah. So to answer your question, cloud-based solution is hosted by the big boys. We do server maintenance at our end. And lastly, we also talk about security. We have to back up your data at our other remote server itself. So this is just in case something happened to the data center where we host the application, there will not be any host of data. There will not be any loss of your data itself. So this is part of the ISO certification that we need to adhere to before we can attain the certs. Yeah. So I hope I answer your question. Yeah.
Catherine, you want to add on anything for your side regarding the digital system down?
For us, we will do a daily backup for your data, so you can ensure that the data will be there intact. All right, so I think there's no need to worry for that lah, because we have a audit trail for our data backup. Yep. Yeah, that's all for me.
Okay, thanks. Okay, I think since there's this question, I just want to focus on one thing, because there's always been a thing about the cloud, right, being almighty and stuff. But I think as you can see, more people are actually working from home. So there may be a chance whereby people are actually overtaxing on all these cloud-based solutions. So for your side, with this work from home arrangements, right, on both of your side, do you see like your servers getting overloaded, and then do you actually automatically scale up from your side? Brian and Catherine?
Yeah, maybe I'll answer that question first. Yeah, actually, because for us, cloud-based solution, and in this industry, we have already close to 4,000 over customers using on this platform itself. So periodically, if the bandwidth is low, it's our responsibility to purchase additional bandwidth from the cloud solution provider to ensure that there is no disruption to our customer itself. Yes. So yeah, to answer your question, yes, we do have that responsibility because of, especially in this period, circuit breaker period itself. Yeah, we have to ensure that our system is up and running and reliable for all our customers. Yeah.
Thank you, Brian. Catherine, you got anything to add from your side on this?
Hi. Yeah, for this support, if let's say you're working and accessing from online, we do have a backup plan, and we'll do the support when customer encounter any issue, and we'll try to resolve it as soon as possible. Yeah.
Ken, okay, thank you so
Okay,
much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so I think we have only got one question over here, but I think it brought up quite important point, especially like what everybody say, cloud will not go down or whatever, but I think everybody know from Facebook to Amazon, right? Things do go down. So I think it's best that they have actually got plans in place, and also there's a governance inside to continually look at the performance of the cloud infrastructure, just to ensure that if the client side is actually experiencing something slow, right? The companies are actually doing something to make sure the operations are running smoothly. So I think with that, we end today's session. Thank you all for joining today's session once again. So without further ado, we still have some events coming up this week. So you can actually do a scan of the QR code just to assess you have not actually registered yet. So the slides for for today's session will also be shared when it's available. So look forward to having you with us. And I think one of the key things is continue to stay at home. Do not go out unnecessarily. I think we can see that the cases are still hovering at a certain numbers. So let's do our part. With that, thank you so much and have a great day ahead. Goodbye.